to do this episode for you guys because we know a lot of you out there are either going through it, have done it, are figuring it out, or are 30 years deep and have thoughts about it. But, we both can't really add too much insight. I think we have a lot of opinions on it.
I think we've only known what we've seen, but we don't have experience with it.
Yeah, like
So
our parents are still together.
Our parents are, and we're both married, so we can't really give you guys advice that you deserve. And so many of you are asking these questions that we don't know. We have gone to
We hooked you up.
OG of divorce. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's no joke today. She's going to give you and tell you the craziest stories, advice. You're not going to believe it. If any of you watch it, it's new Real Housewives of New Jersey. Some of you watch it. Some of you have opinions about it, but she is the realest you're going to get. The story she's about to tell you, your jaw will be on the floor. I promise you. Some of you watch this show. Some of you don't watch the show. Jessica doesn't know anything about her. So I kind of broke a little bits here and there down about her. And she was like, oh, I don't really watch the show. I don't really know anything. Like, who's this guest we're having? And I was like, okay, this is basically her story. Now Jessica is like obsessed.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Like,
she turned from like an I don't know to I'm a straight fan. Like, she's loving her.
She's been through some shit. She came out on top.
What'd she say? Corrections officer?
Yeah.
I told her that originally to Jessica. She was like, no way, I don't believe it. And she's like, she's so pretty. And I'm like, I know. Like,
so pretty.
You would never believe that this beautiful woman like did such a hardcore job and then went through all this shit. Guys, you just have to listen to it because you're welcome.
So Dolores she's awesome. We're so lucky to have her insight on the show. I think, even though Tracy and I don't really know much about divorce, but I think we both have opinions, which is like, I don't think you should stay unhappy in a marriage.
Yeah, I think that's our most common denominator is whatever you have to do to be happy. And if that requires divorce, then do what you have to do. But we don't really have the experience.
Yeah. I think Dolores is a good example of like how it can turn out okay.
It could go real shitty real fast.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're on top of the world.
Yeah. Isn't that, don't you want that though? When you have to be
the strong person to turn it around like that. But like listening to somebody who's done that it's inspiring and it's empowering, really.
Yes.
Because
agree.
you
need
worst
to hear
divorce
these
is like the worst like stigma around it. And I feel like it's like, oh my God, she's getting a divorce, or oh my God, they're going through this. And like people are so scared to talk about it. But when you hear somebody that has like such a light at the end of the tunnel, you're like, oh my God, I need to hear this story because it maybe you think about your own situation differently.
Whoa.
Right?
Yes. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, you want like someone to relate to. And hearing, whatever you're going through in life, hearing, about Tracy's son, about my miscarriage, like someone going through a divorce who's been through it, like sometimes you just need to hear that things will be okay.
Yeah, there's a light. You'll find
there's a light.
It's going to hit you at the end.
Goosebumps. Try goosebumps. Let's talk to Dolores. Let's get her on the phone and let's hear her story from the beginning. I think those of you who are fans of her are
you guys are gonna
get
be like I know that. That's great. I didn't know this bit of it. But then people who don't know are gonna be shook.
They're gonna be shook. And we're gonna really fill in a lot of the blanks for you. And her story
a lot
is
of
awesome.
Exclusive behind the scenes Real Housewives of New Jersey shit that they don't talk about on the show.
So you think it's funny that like New Jersey reality people, like I wonder if other New Jersey, like we all like know each other, stick together, like it's very weird.
Well,
world.
we're like a cult in New Jersey.
It's a cult.
Yeah.
But I wonder, like, do you think like Atlanta reality stars are all bonding? Probably not.
I don't really know because I feel like New Jersey, New York we're like its own little world.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why people know as soon as we speak, they know where we're from.
Yeah. And it's just like a bond you have with these people. It's hard to describe. But anyway, I'm excited to have Dolores on. Let's talk to her.
Hi, you can call me every morning.
Basically, me and Jessica know really nothing, like details of divorce. We don't really have experience of it with our parents or our relationship.
You don't.
No, I know.
I'm
so
very happy that you don't.
when we were thinking about it, like immediately you popped in because I've seen like I watched the show randomly and I've seen your story and I thought like there's really no better person who's mastered this that we need the details of how to get through it from. So I was like, we have to ask Dolores to do it. And we're so happy when you said yes.
Well, I hope you never have to use my advice or my experience. Let me just start by saying that. But I
Thank you.
also wanted to say that it's really smart that you could see through that. Listen, I haven't mastered how to get rid of cellulite. I own a gym. I haven't mastered the art of being articulate without swearing or even like, talking about I haven't mastered most things in life, but I can tell you that this I will take the credit for mastering. But it's smart of you,
Yay.
even though that you haven't had any experience with divorce. It's really smart that you're able to see how I have handled it.
Yeah.
Even not coming from a kid of divorce or going through it yourself, but to know that I kind of figured it out is pretty good. So I'm glad that I'm able to talk to you about this.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, can you take us back to the beginning with your husband? You know, for people who don't
Frank
know.
Catania, Mr. America.
Oh, Mr. America, I just told him off this morning.
Take us back to the beginning. How old were your kids when the divorce started being floated around?
And then what happened? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, here you go. Quick synopsis of my life. I grew up in Patterson. My dad is a cop. My mom's a waitress. I didn't have aspirations to go to college. I was going to be a cop, which I did. I met Frank when I was waitressing with my mom. He just graduated from law school. And we started and built everything together. From the day we started dating, we were together every day for years. We got married, had kids. I had my daughter, Gabby. She's 3 years old. And I got pregnant from my son, Frankie. And call it intuition, call it whatever it is you want to call it, gut feeling. I turned to my cousin the day I found out I was pregnant. I said, my marriage is over.
Whoa.
And she said,
God.
why? I said, I don't know why, but my marriage is over.
Jessica just got
So
chills.
anyway, fast forward 9 months. Frank is being so egregious and so horrible, like most men that are cheating. And now they've fallen in love with whoever they're cheating with or falling for lust. It's never lust or, listen, there's a fine line between lust and love.
True.
I say to Frank Catania, whatever you're doing, knock it off. We have a family. We've now built our business. We own many homes, about 400 units. We started with nothing. We work together. I said, you're going to lose your family. He said, you're crazy, which most men will do when they're cheating. I can give you some girls.
He hit you with the you're crazy. We've said this on the show before. When they're wrong, they say you're crazy.
Yep. And it means they're guilty.
You're crazy. But nothing I could do is right, which a lot of women that are listening to this will be able to relate. I couldn't sweep the floor right. I mean, listen, I'm an Italian old school girl. This guy came home to a clean house, kids in their, my daughter's in her pajamas, no questions asked about where the money's going up, because now I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. I loved being a cop. He said, you could work. We can afford for you to stay home now. I stayed home with Gabby. And I did what I was supposed to do and what I loved to do. And all of a sudden, nothing was cooked right. The house wasn't clean enough. I couldn't say anything right. Listen, I didn't have a lot of experience. I met Frank when I was 18, but I was nobody's fool either.
Right.
So I said to him, Frank, he started to disappear. Never spent a night out. Never. Everything was done during the day. But he had more meetings at night. Like he would be home at a decent hour. Things got so bad. I said, Frank, whatever you're doing, stop. He said, you're crazy. I said, don't make me prove it, because if I prove it, then I have to do something about it.
Yep.
Save our family and stop what you're doing.
Wow.
So, but meanwhile, he's standing in front of me with messy hair smelling like perfume and telling me he was golfing all day with clients when he was as white as he was when he left the house, because it was like a 90-degree day.
That's the funny
Also
thing about
told
men,
me-
Dolores. Men are
so dumb. They're so
Like-
dumb. They don't think like, oh, she'll realize I didn't get any color today. Like they're so stupid.
It's so stupid.
No, how about the best? I say, how was the golf course? Oh, it was beautiful. You could see the ocean from the golf course. Oh, yeah? Okay, I call the golf course. Did you see the ocean from the golf course?
They don't expect us to be smart, which is
So
the dumbest thing they
dumb.
could do.
Listen, I don't care. So you got accepted to Cornell, law degree, you name it. you name it. Listen, I don't give a shit. I might have a 3rd-degree math level, but I will run circles around your Ivy League ass. Don't focus
Yeah.
on. And he's not the one I've taken down. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So he tells me not to prove it. So I do what I have to do because now I can't live the way I'm living because he's being not happy in the house. He's not being. It's not okay. I'm 9 months pregnant, and I hire a private investigator to go out to follow him one night because he said he had a meeting. Well, sure enough, my cousin, who was my best friend, also ran into him in the parking lot with his girlfriend.
Oh my God.
And that was it. That was it. He came home. He knew he was caught. I get a call from the private investigator. I get a call from my cousin saying, I just got engaged. And I mean, she was like a sister to me. And she was with me that morning and I was crying my heart out to her. I was like, I know, I'll find something out tonight. She's like, you don't know. And like, I had a 3-year-old playing with her dolls. I'm 9 months pregnant, I have contractions. I'm like, this is like horrible. She's like, no. Sure enough, she gets engaged, runs into him and his girlfriend in the parking lot that night. And the private investigator calls me and goes, I have pictures, but I broke my camera. I got so scared. He's so big that I tripped and broke my camera, but he's here with another woman.
Whoa.
Sure enough, Frank comes home that night and he goes, I know I'm caught and I'm leaving. I got to go.
Wow.
And I said, here's the phone. If you call her up and end this right now in front of me, I will never mention it again. I promise you, you have my word. And he said, I can't. I don't want to be here. And he walked out.
You know what?
How sick are you?
So
How's
many
that
props
your
for
stomach
you.
right now?
So many props for you because you gave him
a second chance.
Yeah. A chance to like
Make it
erase
right.
it. Yeah, for your family.
I wanted to make it right. Here I have an infant who's like saying, don't sleep on his pillow. He's coming back tonight.
Yeah.
And I was devastated. I don't know divorce. Like I grew up in Irish Italian neighborhood. Everybody was home for dinner. It was the 80s, 70s and 80s. Divorce was rare. Loyalty was everything. Yeah, guys cheated, but they didn't leave home. Yeah, they had, would they take their paycheck and spend some money at a strip club? But they'd go home. Their wife and family came first.
Yeah.
And as crazy as that may sound to you guys, it's reality and it's life.
That's how it was then, though, a lot. That was like the major, right? That a lot of people have said that.
That's how it was. But it wasn't okay then. It's not okay now. But when you decide you're not going to put your family first, you can't be there anymore because you will destroy everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to take every bit of strength that I've had in my body to let him go. And it almost me. I thought I was going to die.
Don't forget, guys, new clips air every Thursday. So see you next Thursday.
Hosted on dimlywit.com.
Even though we are not your best examples,
We're the best you've got.
so cheers, bitches.
Cheers. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for updates, and if you like this clip, share it with a friend.